Hi friends, it's Morella. I'm a life coach, I'm a mom, hence why I'm called the Life Coach Mom, and I'm bringing you another episode of SOS for the MOM. Today I'm talking to you about CrossFit, specifically starting CrossFit over 40, because there's a difference. And just so you know, this is a part of a bigger series of things that I have tried in my 40s that have improved my life. They've made my life better in some way. And so I want to share it with you to hopefully give you some inspiration. Before I get into some specifics of the workout and talk to you about what to expect if you're brand new, and I'm going to go over some of the vocabulary, do's and don'ts and tips, before I get into all of that, I know that CrossFit isn't for everybody, and that's okay. I want you to insert your own out-of-the-box thing that's right for you. What's the next thing for you? What's the thing that you've been wanting to try that you've made excuses for? So maybe for you, it's Zumba. Maybe for you, it's a 5K. Maybe it's picking up some weights. It's strength training. I want to encourage you to try something new. Put yourself out there. Give yourself permission to be new at something, to start something new. Because here's what's true for us who are over 40. And I don't need to tell you this, but our bodies are changing. They're changing. We've had some babies. Maybe you're going through menopause. Maybe you're going through perimenopause. You're not as flexible. You're not as active. Your metabolism has slowed down. Your body just looks different. Your clothes don't fit the same. You're a little jiggly. You're a little softer. You're a little rounder. All those things. And that's why strength training is so important for us in this age bracket. And that's why I started CrossFit. I wanted to get stronger. I didn't want to just look a certain way, but I wanted to get stronger and learn the proper technique. Now, I first started at age 40, and I started CrossFit with a Groupon. And can I just say, it's one of the best fitness decisions I have ever made. No other workout compares to this style of workout. So what is CrossFit? What does it look like? CrossFit is a very high intensity type of workout. You're working the entire body. You're doing lots of cardio. You're doing lots of strength work. You're working upper body, lower body. Sometimes there's high repetition. Sometimes there's low reps of something. You're going to expect, like I said, high cardio, which is running, which is jump roping. You're going to be lifting some weights. Sometimes it's going to be a bar. Sometimes you're going to add plates. You're going to use possibly a kettlebell. You're going to be flipping a tire, maybe using the rower. You're going to be using the rig, using your body weight to do push-ups. You're going to do sit-ups, wall balls. It's a lot, but it is so fun. It's probably one of the most exhilarating things that I do each week. You're going to be tired. You're going to be exhausted. You're going to be sore, but you're going to feel so strong and confident and have this sense of achievement. And no, I didn't think I could do all of those things when I first started, but I kept an open mind, kept with it, kept pushing myself and getting inspiration from everybody else in the class. Now let's talk about the equipment and what you can expect on your first day. And when you first walk into a box, you're going to look for either the whiteboard, or in newer gyms, they have TV screens that are going to have the workout of the day, which is the WOD. It's called a WOD. And the WOD is going to tell you what your warm-up is going to look like, what your strength is going to look like, your strength training, and what the actual workout will be. Now, in my box, for example, we use it's roughly 20, 20, and 20. So for the first 20 minutes or so, you're going to warm up. So you're going to chip away at the things that you see listed on the board as your warm up. And you're going to warm up, and then you're going to stretch. So you're going to use a roller, you're going to use some bands, or you're just going to stretch on your own. So that's going to be approximately the first 20 minutes or so. And then the next 20 minutes, you're setting up for your strength. So you're working on something very specific to get stronger at. And this is going to involve most likely some bar work. So you're going to use the rig, you're going to grab a bar, you're going to put it on the rig, add some plates, and then you're going to scale up as you can. And then the last 20 minutes or so is going to be the actual workout. So again, it's listed all for you, and all you have to do is follow instructions. Your tendency is you're going to want to check out at some point in the WOD, but you're not going to do that. You're going to get tired. You're going to start breathing really heavily. That's where you start getting stronger. You start tapping into that inner strength that says, no, I am not going to quit. I'm just going to focus on the next thing, doing the next thing, and chipping away at that, finishing those reps before doing the next thing. The rig is the big solid structure that's up against a wall, and that's where you are going to put your bar and your plates. So that's going to be your station when you work out. When it comes time to actually grabbing one of the bars, just notice that they do come in different shades of color. Some of them are marked. Ours, for example, the ones with the red tape, those are to indicate that those are 35-pound bars versus the thicker, duller bars, those are 45-pound bars. And then there's also bars that are even lighter in weight. So make sure that you ask about that. I mean, that should be information that's shared with you, but you can certainly ask in advance, how heavy are the bars? And you can do, I would strongly encourage, when you're first starting, just do the bar alone. There's no need to add added weights, no need to add the plates and do what everybody else is doing, if that is what they're doing. Strictly use the bar. Get used to the movements. You may not have the flexibility. You may not be able to do what everybody else is doing. So at the beginning, I would strongly suggest use the bar only. There will also be a section where the plates are neatly stacked. The plates range from 2.5 pounds all the way upward. I don't even know how high they go because I don't use those weights. I'm strictly at the 10s, 15s, maybe a 25, but this is where all the plates will be. Next is the clip. So you'll always need the 2 clips, and you'll only need clips if you're adding weight to your bar. So when you add the plates to each side of the bar, you're going to need the clip to keep it in place. Next is a box, which is commonly used for box jumps. Now, if you can't do a box jump right away, then you can certainly modify. You can modify any movement, but with this box, you can do what's called a step up. So you're stepping up, up, and then down, down. Another piece of equipment that's common in a box is the rower. Sometimes you'll be asked to row a certain number of calories or a certain number of meters. As you use the rower more and more, you'll get used to all the different settings and which buttons to use to move you around. Now I want to share with you some tips if you're brand new to CrossFit. I would say start with asking yourself, what are some of the preconceived notions that you have about this style of workout? You might think that you have to be superhuman to start, that you have to start at a certain level, that this kind of workout is only for an elite type of athlete, which isn't true. So that's why I want you to talk to a coach about it. Share with them what your concerns are. Share with them where you are health-wise, what your fitness routine has looked like. If you have any injuries, if you have any pre-existing health conditions, all those things should be shared with the person who is training you. Good coaching is so important. It's really important to have somebody who is knowledgeable about the sport, knowledgeable about techniques, and who can have their eyes on you the entire time. Ideally, they should offer a beginner's class. And if they don't offer a beginner's class, some kind of introductory class or a training of some kind ahead of time before you jump into an entire workout. Having proper form and right technique is what's going to help you not get injured. Something else that's really important is warming up your body, stretching out, rolling out, using the bands, using the rollers, getting proper rest, giving yourself days in between your workouts for a full body recovery. Don't overtrain. Even if something doesn't hurt or you're not sore, your body still needs to recover or may need to recover. Now, there are people that can go every day, every other day, and that may or may not be you. Check in with your body and give yourself the rest that it needs. Another thing is I would say to keep your workouts to an hour. Now, the workouts are an hour roughly, but there are people that like to stay and train and do additional things. If you're brand new, I would suggest that you keep to an hour. The other thing I want you to know is that the WODs, the workouts of the day, are the same for everybody. So regardless of your fitness level, regardless if you're there for the first time or if you've been there for years, the workout's going to be the same. Just know you can always modify. Modify, modify, modify. There is a modification for everything. So just know that if there's something on the board that you just can't do or you don't feel comfortable doing, ask for the modification and it's okay. The last thing I'm going to say is to be aware of your limitations. Know what you cannot do or what you will not do. So in my case, for example, I suffer from vertigo. So I know that anything that requires me to be in an upside down position is a trigger for me. So that I will not do. The other thing for me are box jumps. I can't do them. So I won't do them. So what do? I modify. I do step ups instead. The last thing I'm going to remind you of before we go is that you are given one body in this lifetime. So what are you going to do with it? How are you going to care for it? How are you going to move it? How are you going to make it stronger? Whatever you choose to do, whether it's CrossFit or something else, I'm going to ask you to commit to something and be consistent. Our need to be physically active in some way will always be there. Hope this helps, and I'll see you next time.